Hey folks, Nate Goo, what's up iti? So, I was asked to nap one of these point specific preforms, this particular one on camera. And this is a Lost Lake style, and so we're going to do that. And I chose Keokuk to show it on. I think some people are afraid of not being able to run flakes across Keokuk, and I love Keokuk. It's nice for percussion napping, and it's also nice for fog and slab napping. It shows flake scars really nice. But this is one of the larger ones. There is some that's longer, but not any wider than this. This is pretty wide. You know, down here at the bottom, we're a little over about 2 3/8. But we're not shooting all the way across this. About the widest we're gonna have to go, because we shoot flakes up from the bottom, right? So about 2 inches. It's only about an inch is about all you have to throw them. But we'll nap this thing real quick, and I've ground this into a fog preform. You don't have to do that. You can flake these any way you choose to flake them. Use a diamond file. I'll braid my edges. I like to start at the tip. We're going to space these flakes about every 1/4 of an inch. I got something, pocket knives in my pocket here, giving me all kinds of trouble. So everyone seemed to like the build videos. Like I said before in another video, that one didn't go quite as far as I needed it to. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Ooh, there's a crack in it right there. Sure enough. I did not see that. Have to be careful there, or we'll lose the whole thing. Still might. See how far them flakes are traveling. That's bad. I can just barely see it right there. Yeah, that was... didn't see that at all. Anyway, so I came up with a couple more. I was trying to think about something that I could do. I gotta wait for some rock heat treat, and I did notice in that preform that I was going to do the Wyoming project with, there's a crack in it, and I just didn't see it yesterday, but I've seen it now. I have another piece I have one other piece off that same rock that's big enough for that blade. So if that doesn't work out, then I'll have to get some more rock, and I've got a bunch of stuff that's smaller, but that blade needs to be pretty big. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I shot a video, a sneak peek video of a Wyoming project that I'm planning on doing. I'll put a link to that video in this one. Yeah, they're flying across that Keokuk like no one's business, and flakes are. So far it's been pretty effortlessly to get them flakes all the way across there. So we got this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up from the sides, or from the bottom. Probably need to file that first. Come up the other side. Now let's save that middle one for last. There we go. That's worrisome right there. I'm gonna go turn this edge and I'll be right back. And when I turn the edge, when I do these, I turn the edge a little bit to lower it some for each side. And I'll just go over there and I'll just turn this edge this way, and so we come across this other side, and hopefully we don't lose it on this crack here. Okay, so I've turned this edge and flake this other side. Another thing that's happened is I haven't had that Cab King very long, and my second wheel in is peeling. The diamonds coming in unattached and coming apart. So it has a spot there that goes clank, 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 clank. It's not good. I sent a message today asking if there's any kind of warranty on that, and not particularly expecting a lot, so I went ahead and ordered another wheel, and even if they do replace it, then I'll have a spare. And the other thing is, I told you guys in another video that I had saved or I had bought some 2.5 inch diamond wheels. I put them on yesterday, or tried to, and it wouldn't work. I have to have an extra spacer that I didn't know that I needed. So they're sending me a spacer. So needless to say, I had some issues. I did get notification that my other saw is going to be here on Monday, and I know there's not very many preforms and stuff on the website right now, but I've got a lot of them cut, and I've got a pile more over there to cut. I decided to come over and do this so I could get off my feet for a little bit. I didn't get across to that because I chicken footed it because I was afraid of breaking it. Whew. Well, I've got a couple spots that I missed. You notice I didn't miss any on the other side, but I got nervous on this side, and because of that crack. There's a ridge right there, so if I grind that delta down a ways, See if I can bring that in there to it. This will probably break it. Oh, I got it off there. Yeah, she came off. Sweet. Although that's not really helping me down there at this end. I just cut this piece this morning. Alright, we got it out there. I'm going to grind these edges and we'll finish the edges and we'll come back. Easy peasy getting across those though. Okay, so got it ground. All I did is knock off some of those deltas. And I'm going to get my handy dandy Mike Tough Half Moon pad, which is available on the website. Go along, pick these deltas off. But we had a bunch of bad storms. Yesterday was marked 2 years to the day since we had a bad tornado hit our little town and tore everything up. Now we still haven't quite recovered from that tornado. There's still a lot of things that ain't rebuilt. And things are still working on and cleaning up trees, and most of that's done now, but some of it will never come back. But anyways, we had some pretty bad storms last night, enough to send me and my son to the shelter down there, which is where my nieces and nephews all were. They came across and there was tornadoes down on the ground, and there was a tornado that hit our little town yesterday in Idabel also that done some damage again, but not nothing like it did 2 years ago, because it tore things up bad 2 years ago. Took my doctor's office out, which is brand new. Took out a church, a whole bunch of houses, car wash, donut shop, tore roofs off a ton of other stuff. It did a lot of damage. It's pretty devastating. No one got hurt this time, and that I've heard of. So that's good. We never even lost power, but I was in here cutting preforms, and I had earphones on, earmuffs. I always wear those when I'm running the trim saws and stuff. It's loud, and if you stand there for a good period of time, really do need hearing protection. So I went to take a little break, get something, drink something. I turned it off, and I need to close this. I hope I haven't been out of frame. And my phone was just blowing up, and my wife was hunkered down in the back at work, and sirens were going off, and I didn't even know what was going on. So, but my phone was screaming at me and it said, "Take shelter now. There's tornadoes on the ground," and they were coming right this direction. And I was told a long time ago, we don't live very far from Red River. I was told a long time ago that that Red River seems to interrupt tornadoes when they're coming from that south, like out of that direction, and they hit the Red River, and for some reason other things change and causes them to lift or skip over us. But when we bought this place, there was a tree right by the house that the whole top of the tree, I'm talking about a tree that's 2 feet in diameter, whole top was twisted completely out of it, and the roof had just been replaced with a metal roof because of hail and wind damage from tornado. So I don't know how much of that I buy, but one morning I was going somewhere. I was driving to town, and right across over here, not even maybe a mile as the crow flies, mile and a quarter, there's just a huge swath right through the trees, just right through them, just all the trees gone. Apparently there was a tornado that came through and carved a path in the middle of the night, didn't even know it. I never even heard anything about that one, but I don't know what else it possibly could have been. Maybe some sort of extreme straight line wind or something, I don't know. But it cut a path right through the woods. I do have one project that I can probably go ahead and do when I get time. My dad's coming home tomorrow. I'm picking him up at about, he gets discharged about 11 o'clock, so I'm going to go down first thing in the morning and hang out down there until they kick him out. I'm still unsure whether or not he's coming here first or going home. So that's good. taking off the deltas. That crack's not too terrible. Just a little booger right there on the edge. Sometimes you run into things like that. Okay, so we're pretty much chipped around. We'll still work on the edge a little bit, I'm sure. Let's draw some lines on there. I'm also cutting some of that coral, so there's going to be some of that available pretty soon. So you could, when you get your preform like this, you could trace it like this, then draw in your notches, so that on the cut them in on the piece of paper, so you have a pattern like this. What I do is I fold this over and then cut my notches, that way they're the same on both sides, right? Just give you something to go by. Alright, so let's do some notching. Busted that one. It wrapped around there a little bit. Came around here and stole a piece off there. I might have already stalled that one out. And I haven't even really started notching yet. Me and Mike will have these some notching tools available pretty soon. Also issue sticks. He sent me some photographs yesterday, as a matter of fact. I suspect those will be ready to go here shortly. I'm gonna have to extend my thing out or something or another. what I'm doing is I'm putting pressure at my leg and I'm pushing more or less straight in on this. This thing's pretty sharp and you want to keep it squared off. That rod might be starting to get a little short. I also went and voted today, this morning. That broke kind of weird right there. Like it's got a crack right there or something. Might have just got under it though. Maybe. There's Raleigh. I think I'm gonna gonna have to do some adjustment on this thing. I'm not sure that I have enough welding rod in it to... No, I really need some more welding rod. Put a new piece in here. Okay, let's see if we can... see if we can finish this thing up. I think we're probably deep enough on the notches. I wish I had a better pop out on this one side, but I'm not sure that I can get it or not. A little bit. Alright, let's finish it up. I'm gonna have to take this one side in just a hair. Now that notching technique, that's not something I dreamed up. That's like everything else, it's passed down. I learned that from Willie Jester. So, and I'm pretty sure he told me that he learned that from a Mike Cook video. So, is that who it was? I think that's what he said, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't think Willie watches. But I'm not sure about that either. If you guys don't know Willie Jester's a pretty doggone good napper. I've got several of Willie's points I've bought. Not a bad looking point. Half that to a handle and it'll look real nice. Nice Keokuk blade. I think this needs to come in some here. There's my pattern here. I think it probably needs to come in something like that, close to it. Somehow managed to get my symmetry off. It don't take much. You just pick around a little too much on one side or the other, and someone had suggested doing a project for each state that's got, you know, worthy nappable material. Not sure of the practicality of that, but it sounds like an awesome idea. I like the idea a lot. Also had a lot of people chime in on what to do about that forward part of the base that holds the knife on the Wyoming project that we're going to be doing. That looks a lot better. I do think this tip needs to come over. Well, it looks like it needs to come over on that side. Yeah, it does need to come over. That looks pretty good. That'd look really sharp hafted, I would think. Alright, let's I just noticed there's a tiny little spot right there that didn't clear. I'm going to show you guys a little trick that you can do if you have something like that. I don't like doing this, but you can do it. It's, I mean, it's very, very, I don't know if you guys can see it right there. Probably looks bigger than it is on the camera. It looks bigger than it is in reality, but can't slip it off there. Take a round diamond file right up in your pass right there. And that makes it look like it just disappeared. It's because it did. Is it cheating? Yeah, a little bit probably. I gotta find a lighter. Okay. I don't want to get wax all over that. Lift the stone up a little bit. Woo! We gotta zoom out some here. I just realized that I'm not even in frame here. So easy peasy. I think some people are nervous about the notching, but you can use that technique right there, and don't take much, and throw them dudes in there. Whew, that's hot. Hot, hot. Let's see what we did here. Let's see what kind of damage we did. So here's our piece. That wax really shows off the flake scars pretty good. And we had that little big crack right there, but we got around it. That's a pretty cool point, I think. Sharp all the way. Okay, so I've had a bit of a mishap, and my mind was somewhere else, and lost lakes are supposed to be beveled, opposite of each other. And I just didn't do that. I'm not sure why, I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and put a bevel on it. At least somewhat of a bevel. And I'm not sure how I'm going to put these together, because I've already photographed this point and everything else, but when you're beveling, I just basically just click straight down. Beveling is one of the easiest ways to sharpen a point. I think it's easier than bifacially sharpening a point. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking about other things, I guess, as usual. And not the point style I was making. So it's not a big change, but it is a change. I would reshoot this, but I just don't have time, and I told them that I would make this so he could see it done, and then I went and made it wrong. I suppose you don't have to bevel them, but they were beveled from the get-go, so. Ooh, look at that, I got black off of this pad because I had to wax. I'm going to have to clean all that off. I have made a mess, haven't I? Not a lot to beveling, just I wish it wasn't already waxed. Makes it a little bit slick. Alright, I'll sharpen this up. I guess what I'll probably have to do is, I suppose I'll a little acetone, clean this off, and then re-wax it. It turned out to be just a easy little point to show how to do it. I guess I'm more into cutting preform mode than I am napping at the moment. Alright, and it always makes it look off, like it makes it look like tips turn that way, then on this side it makes it look like it's turned that way. And that's just the way the bevel is. I have some beveled, heavily resharpened points, and boy, they start really getting a twist in them as time goes on. I'm going to clean this off. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got her all cleaned off, and I put some more wax on it. The acetone took all that right off. It was the black off that pad coming off on that wax is what it was. But she's pretty, and now she's beveled. So, like she's supposed to be. But sorry about the little mix up there. I just had one of them brain dead moments. I do that a lot. But appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all keep napping. But that's working one of these Lost Lake preforms. There really isn't anything to it. Just flake it like you normally would any other slab you're doing, however, whatever your preferred method is. And throw your notches in there. And the same with those bell points, the Bell Calf Creek points, that preforms that are on there. They're deep notches, even deeper than this. But using a tool like this and using your leg to press it in and pop those off there. The key is to doing any of that kind of notching like that is a dome pad, so you can keep the ear up off the pad, right? And if you keep the ear up off there, then you won't tend not to break them off. I do like to get them started, but anyways, there's our point. Appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you wouldn't mind, and we'll see you on the next one. I don't know what the next one's going to be. I think I'm going to do a little percussion work on the next one, so we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all keep napping.